Oh, okay, we're live. We are live.
Oh,
As the Show
man.
Rebels would say. Oh my God, the other Chris, is that what you put your name in?
Yeah.
I just realized it. Yeah. Well, now they know my name's Chris too. Shh. I don't care. You know, just don't put my social security number or address.
Well, I put that in the Twitch description. Is that bad?
So, what are we talking about today? We're discussing games that missed the mark big time. And before we get started talking about games that missed the mark big time, I just want to say happy Memorial Day. Let me get that banner off there. Never forget, forever honored. Thank you for everybody that served, is serving. You know, my whole family's military, and I'm like one of the only ones that didn't join. So thank you to everybody. And what's Memorial Day about? It's not about a 3-day weekend. How much did all this cost? And it shows the graves of the soldiers. It's about this right here, man. This is what people sacrificed. So my fat ass can sit here on a stream and talk to you guys. So thank you very much. Not to get it all somber off the start. I just want to say thank you to all the military people out there and happy Memorial Day to everybody. So this is my buddy Chris.
Hey.
He is a good friend of mine. We're both collectors in Denver, and we just talk a lot about all types of stuff. Used to go out to the bars and just talk about video games all night, actually. But then you had a baby.
Yeah, then, you know, kids.
Your wife had a baby.
Yeah, kids get in the way in that a little bit, but I still make time. You know, there's still time to do this right now.
So we want to talk about today. This is your idea. Games that missed the mark. I have 5 right here. And anybody, we'd love you guys to comment games. Super AJS. Can't wait to hear this. All right, cool.
I'm glad someone else is excited. I get excited for anything like this because, man, I don't like it when developers promise the world and don't deliver.
Oh,
but it's just so entertaining. It's just such a crap show when it happens, and it's just an endless drama.
What's up, Juanito? How you doing, buddy? Well, I guess we better get into it so we're not just here blabbing. You actually have the games. I didn't pull them off the film, but my first game is Mass Effect Andromeda. Was a big disappointment. I'm gonna create a banner for that. God, the first 3 games were awesome. Actually, the ending of the 3rd game was pretty bad. They came out and they kind of fixed that, but then they had Mass Effect Andromeda, and God, they could have done so much more with that game. Have you played it, Chris?
I never played it, but like all I hear is just endless memes about how disappointing it was, how just it's a bad Mass Effect game, but not just that it's a bad Mass Effect game, it's also just a bad game in general. The facial animation I see is what gets the most flack. Like the main character, it looks like one of the dumbest faces you can have in a situation. It's like someone's trying to tell you they're trying to be serious, and they just have this dumb look on their face, and she just has that constantly. And
the character models were not good. The story was like basically a rehash of what they'd already done. It could have been so much cooler. And in the story, they're talking about these arcs that all go to this other, I guess it'd be a galaxy, and it's way, way far away. And it's kind of set between 2 and 3, where Commander Shepard's still alive, but in a different galaxy. And not to ruin stuff for you, but they're going to bring it back. So don't worry. But and then so they have this thing, and they're like, well, this one arc didn't show up. So you're like, okay, cool. And we're trying to find all the arcs. And then the one arc, you're thinking it's going to be a big DLC because they're always talking about this Quarian arc that went missing. And then the arc just never, they just say, oh, it's gone. It's just they dropped the DLC, dude. They just, the game flopped so bad.
That's right. I remember. They had all these DLC plans and it's all gone. And didn't some people like buy the season pass like with their pre-order or something?
Probably, yeah. I don't even remember. It was bad. But Wayne Tech says what's up. Ian Burke says what's good. I love these guys. And Juanito. Ian Burke. You'll never guess what I scored. You'll never guess what I scored today. So you go first, Ian Burke. What did you score today? I want to know, because I had a big score today. I have it right here too. And we are discussing to reset the room here. Games that missed the mark with my buddy Chris. He's starting his own podcast, and we're just doing some practicing on here, and we're also streaming to Twitch. I'll DM you in a moment. Okay, is it super secret? Can I talk about it on here? All right, so you tell me your next game. What is a game that you played that absolutely missed the mark? And please, guys, comment. What games did you guys play that was just like, oh?
So I'm a big fan of looter shooters. And I've played Destiny, I played Borderlands, I played Division, I played the crap out of all of them. And the biggest one that I want to start with is Anthem. Good Lord, Anthem. Why? I was really excited for this game, but I learned from year one Destiny and year one Division, both of which are looter shooters, and both of them promised the world to everybody, but they ended up flopping. But I guess they didn't really flop, but the studios behind them ended up fixing the game, and it took years. Like, we understand how that goes, but it seems like whenever someone announces a looter shooter, this is what happens. Your launch ends up being crap, and it's not a very good game. And then they're like, oh, we'll fix it later. So essentially, everybody's like beta testing this game, but they pay $60 for it, or more money if you bought the collectors or the season pass or whatever. But Anthem hurt the most because they promised us. I keep saying they promised us the world, but they showed us this really cool trailer at E3, and we found, it looks so cool. You know, like I'm Iron Man, and we're going around this big environment. There's tons of objects, all these vegetation, this different forms of fog and clouds. I remember like the big dinosaur thing. Oh, it was so cool. Everything was all smooth, and everybody thought it was gameplay. Everybody thought it was really cool gameplay, and they're like, nice. We're hoping this is gonna be really good. Come to find out, that video is not even, it wasn't even gameplay. It was all animation. They didn't even have a working version of Anthem at the time. They were still developing it. And so I think the game was in development for like 10 years or something. It was this big project at EA. And they're like, yeah, it's going to be our next big IP. And when it came out, it was so underwhelming. I remember playing the alpha and the beta, and I let those slide because it's alphas and betas. Like everything will probably change by then, but it still didn't look that good. And then when the game finally came out, everybody's like, "I paid $60 for what?" You could finish the game you could finish the main story in a few hours, and all the loot was so unsatisfying. Like one assault rifle, legit looked pretty damn close to a shotgun, and you had no idea what the numbers mean. And I remember there was a bunch of bugs too with the stats where you could legit get a gun rolled that had 0 damage, and it was useless. Like the loot system was broken, the story wasn't very good, the game didn't look as good as it should have at all. Like the trailer had a bunch of people in this bustling marketplace plaza thing, and I think in the actual game there was half of those people. But I played the game. I picked it up when it was $5. Like, I want to say 2 months after it came out, prices were dropping on this game. They were tanking. And they were like, okay, well, you can buy it for $5 or $10 now. And a bunch of people ended up buying it. I think in the UK, it topped their charts for the most played game that month, or the most purchased game, which was insane. So lots of people had this game, and EA is like, all right, we're gonna fix the game like every other looter shooter, and everybody rolled their eyes because they had gone through Division and Destiny. And they're like, we're gonna call it Anthem Next. That was their that was their title, and it was legit a year and a half, maybe even 2 years. We had heard nothing. There were maybe seasonal updates, but it was really just cosmetic stuff. And then when it finally, they're like, okay, we're gonna have a meeting and we're gonna discuss Anthem Next. And everybody in the subreddit is like, uh-oh, this can't be good. And it wasn't good because this meeting happened like 3 months ago. And a week later, after that meeting, they said, we're canceling Anthem Next. We're moving our entire team to go work on Dragon Age or something, some other EA IP that they're probably going to screw up.
Mm-hmm.
I was so disappointed, man. Like, it feels so cool to fly around. The shooting's fine, but like the coolest part was like the flying around like Iron Man. Like, they got those controls down pretty well. It was just a good time just to fly around the map. Everything else surrounding it just sucked.
So real quick about Anthem, because you pretty much laid it all out, but mostly harmless. Okay, hold on. I gotta catch up comments first of all.
Yeah.
About Anthem. I went in. I heard it was bad, so I didn't pick it up. And then, like a few weeks later, they had dropped. Well, maybe it was a month or so. It dropped down. There's a huge sale on it, like $30 or $40. I remember, and I was like, "That's not a good sign." But they'll probably patch it. And I did wind up picking it up, and I think I still have it sealed up there because I heard it was so bad. But I want to go back to Super AJS Fighter's Destiny 2 on N64. They missed the mark entirely on that one. I think I've played that one time, and it was really bad. N64, a lot of those games have not aged well. I have a buying guide I want to do. It's only like 20 to 30 games. It's like, it's rough. You really need to get, a really good emulator or Ultra HDMI or something. But damn. But yeah, Fighter's Destiny 2, I do remember that totally sucking. Ian Burke, I'm not sure it should get out yet what your big find was today. My phone is charging in the other room. I've got my Apple Watch on because I'm a nerd, and I can't see. I just got it, so I can't see the picture on it or anything.
Your secret's safe.
But I'll show you what I got today. This guy. Hey, yo, nice meeting you at Game Force, my dude. I think that's the guy that was buying a game as well. Nice to meet you, dude. Or it's the guy that sold me the game. But boom, today, Saturn Bomberman.
Oh yeah,
that was my catch today. That I traded a bunch of stuff. They gave me really good trade credit, and I was able to get that at a good price. And I also got Pandemonium for Sega Saturn. So I've been looking for Saturn Bomberman forever. So,
dude, shout out to Game Force in Aurora. That store is so cool. They've legit been there since I was a kid. I've been going since I was 7 or 8. I remember buying Batman on the NES there.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Doc's video game. I'm not going to go too much into it. All I'm going to say is I think I have not been treated fairly a couple times I've been in there. That's all I'm going to say. Just the stat. Look, okay. I'm not going to say anything else. I will say something positive about the other ones. Level 7 games, Game Force. You go in there. They're the nicest people. They got fair trade stuff and all that stuff. But
they're also always willing to like make a deal with you. Like if I remember I went in there to pick up a game, and it was Diablo on the PS1, and I was really excited because it was finally a good case. Because PS1 cases, if you look at them hard enough, they break. But I finally found when he had it in the case, and I was like, "Hey, can I see that?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And he gave it to me, and there was no disc inside. And he's like, "I'm so sorry." He was super apologetic, and he's
like the one thing you really need.
Yeah, it had the manual.
The registration card is gone. Like, whatever. Oh my god! All right, moving it along, resetting the room. Games that missed the mark. I have written down here. Now it got better, but Days Gone. Days Gone came out, and it was so damn buggy. I was pissed, and I think I'm like one achievement away or one trophy away from a platinum trophy, and I did that in the buggy ass system that took about a year to get right. And oh my god, it was just, to me, awful. It was not a polished game. It's what all the big companies are doing now is they're just pushing out games, and they're not ready to go.
How buggy are we talking? Are we talking like as bad as Cyberpunk or?
At first, I mean, the game trailer they showed is still not even close. If you go look up the E3 game trailer, the gameplay trailer, and you compare that, someone's done like a side by side of that part of the game where you go into a sawmill and you kill like a huge horde of zombies. It's not the same. And I know developers kind of do that and then like make it look a little better. It is like completely not the same.
I feel like that's just par for the course now. Unfortunately,
you're talking about the loot system. Like, yeah, it's not like Fallout where you get all these different things. It's like, you know, I picked up parts, I picked up ammo. It's like, it's not like all these little things you can get and craft and like really intricate stuff. It's just, it was a letdown. Now it did get better, but it took like a year of continuous patching. And by then I was done with it. I really wanted to see the story, but it was buggy. It was buggy. Days Gone was my pick for that. I was very disappointed with how it used to be. You put out a game, this shit's got to be ready to go. Like 100%. We're manufacturing, the data's on the disc. Now it's all, they can just update, man. I know for PC gamers, it's been like that forever.
That's like Pro Skater 5 when the full game wasn't even on the disc. You had to get a day one patch, and it was like 8 or 12 gig. Just for the rest of the game.
I think they're all like that now. I mean, they're so big.
Yeah.
They're big.
My issue with Days Gone was like it was another zombie game at a time when we just had a bunch of zombie games, and they were starting.
Oh,
I do too. I really do like zombie games, but I feel like they could have timed it a little better. They could have either delayed the release to where people cared more about zombies at the time. Like we had World War Z. There was Dying Light. There was of course Call of Duty zombies, but there's just like a lot of zombies going on. I thought it was really cool how the zombies would like trample over each other. I think they had something cool with the hordes that could come after you. I thought that was cool.
They fudged it up at first. You know what one of my favorite zombie games is?
What?
Stubbs the Zombie for original Xbox.
Have you ever played that one? No.
Oh my God, Stubbs the Zombie. It's like a 1950s kind of throwback, and you're like the patient zero, and you're going around and you have to infect the whole town. And one part you have to pee in the town's water supply. It is like super funny. But yeah, check that. So what's your next game?
Oh man.
Wait a minute.
Waiting.
Oh, okay. So I always thought Mirror's Edge was disappointing, is what Wayne Tech said.
I
liked it.
I also liked it.
I'm sorry, Wayne Tech. I'm so sorry. I love Wayne Tech. I did like it.
I feel like that game has a cult following, though. It's
running. It's first person running. So yeah. I guess you'd have to have a cult following for that. I
enjoyed it. That does bring up, though, Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I think compared to the first one, I think Catalyst was pretty disappointing. They tried to do too much. Yeah. That perfectly fits this stuff.
We got suggestions coming in here. First of all, guys, I do want to go back to what we're talking about. What are your favorite zombie games? Even though it's a different topic, I just want to pop up the comments real quick because Ian Burke says Zombies Ate My Neighbors. That's
a good one.
Awesome.
Love that one.
Mostly Harmless Quest 64 for N64. I've never played it. I have it, but it's just a filler game for me. I'm going for a complete set of loose. I'm going for a loose Nintendo 64 set, and I had to pick it up. I still haven't played it, but I will get to all of them one day.
In 20 years.
If I can do this professionally, shit. 20 a day. 20 a day. And there's I don't know. I was trying to figure out the other day, with all the indie games out there, I got the racial awareness itch.io. Do you remember that 2,500 game or 5,000 game package they put out?
Yeah,
I got that. I bought that, and then it's great. I got 5,000 games or whatever it was to go through. It's fucking crazy.
Good luck.
Well, YouTube's gonna get my F word. They're gonna be like, "Oh no."
He said fettuccine.
Yep, fettuccine. I just think they could have done more. They do more.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, they could always do more.
I can argue with my boy Wayne Tech. That's my dude.
I just really like the aesthetic of. He's the one who brought up Mirror's Edge, right?
Yeah. Wayne Tech.
I really like the aesthetic of the game.
So, what's your next game on games? The games that missed the mark.
This one this one is pretty recent, but it's Dirt 5.
Now, I am not going to know anything about this.
So
I've not played it.
I'm a big fan of the Dirt games. I mean, it started out as like sim rally series like Dirt and Dirt 2. They're really good. And then Dirt 3 is also one of my favorites, but they went more the arcadey route, and they went more with like Gymkhana, which is basically someone goes to a parking lot with a bunch of features and they have to like hit it with their tail and drifting around and stuff. It was really cool, and it was on the PS3. It was one of my favorite PS3 games. Dirt 4 was weird, would also fit in this category because Dirt 4 was like, we don't know if we want to do sim or if we want to do arcade.
It's all about arcade for me. I'm sorry, guys. I can't stand sim, but go ahead.
Totally fine. I completely understand that.
I hate sim racing games.
But what made Dirt 4 disappointing was that they had Dirt Rally. That was their sim rally racer. And it was a really good game too. Like the controls and the feel of it, like you could honestly feel the gravel underneath your wheels because you would slip just enough that you could endlessly customize the setup of your car. They had old rally cars, they had new rally cars. It was really cool. Dirt Rally 2, also great sequel. But Dirt 4 was weird because it kept trying to be something. It was trying to be arcade, but it was also trying to be sim, but it didn't do either particularly well. Like if you want to do sim, you go to Dirt Rally. If you want to do arcade, you should stick with the normal mainline Dirt games. And Dirt 5, I thought was just strange because they went back to the arcade roots of like Dirt 3 and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like they leaned too hard into the arcade part. And it kind of controls funny. A lot of people didn't like it. There is a story mode, but it all plays out through podcasts, which I guess is kind of cool. But the cars are pretty limited, and all the cars just kind of control the same. There's nothing particularly great about this game. I still enjoyed it because it reminded me of MotorStorm, but it just makes me want to play MotorStorm, and I adore MotorStorm.
Wow, dude, Pacific Rim and Apocalypse, man. Love both those games. Well, original too, but that was like a lot more muddy. You know, they really got it right with the next two. And then I have Arctic Edge on PSP. But
you actually gave me a copy of that, so I appreciate it.
I did. That's right. I did give you a copy of that. Sometimes it's be giving that stuff away. I got your PS3 games here too.
Oh boy.
Go on the comments here, tracking back because I missed this. Zombie Ate My Neighbors comes out for the Switch digitally, I think in June. And
no way!
Like $15. I actually have both. I have Zombie Ate My Neighbors and I have Ghoul Patrol as well. CIB up there on my shelf, and those were tough to get. I love Zombies Ate My Neighbors when I was a kid. Man, awesome game.
Speaking of zombies, isn't there a new Ghouls and Ghosts coming out?
I don't know. Okay. I love Ghouls and Ghosts too, and I like Maximo and for the PS2, which is Gargoyle's Quest. All those are in the same family. Chris Carrillo in the house. He says, "Is Mark in Colorado too?" Yes. Mark. Was that somebody? Oh, was that somebody in the comments? Nope. It's Chris and Chris show today. That sounds. Yeah, Chris and Chris show.
Where's the OnlyFans link?
I know, thank you. Look at this, man. I got dog slobber. God, look at that. I got one of my Great Danes sleeping there. I got 3 of them. So
Ian says you have to pre-order on the eShop.
All right.
I know what I'm doing after this.
You gonna pre-order it?
I go pre-order.
I got the hard copy, so I'm good. I have a repro too. A repro that was I got by accident. Someone slipped it into a lot I was picking up or didn't tell me, but whatever.
Sorry, real quick. That's what happened to me at Second and Charles this past weekend. Someone slipped into so they have their case and then they have the normal shelf of games where you get you get like Brink for $3 on PS3. Well, someone stuck in there Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. I sent you a picture of that, but that's like $100 game, and it was they marked it for like $20. I was like, I'm just gonna take this. Thank you very much.
Yep. And then, it's a repro. Well, a lot of the people at Second and Charles aren't gonna know like we know. You know, actually, the first game where I learned on it as I tried to sell a guy that's in the Denver Retro Gamers and Colorado Classic Gamers of Colorado group a what the hell is it called? Sculptor's cut that was fake. And then I found out it was he opened it up and he found out it was fake. I gave him his money back. I got it for like $150, which I got ripped off. And I was selling him for like $250. And I was like, yeah, it pays for my other games. And then I had a Conqueror's Fur Day Conqueror's Bad Fur Day in the same lot was fake.
No,
that was like 5 or 6 years ago, and it was when I first learned about it. It was a good fake too.
I'm so scared. I really want Conqueror's Bad Fur Day, but I'm so scared I'm going to buy a fake. Like, I want the box, I want the manual, but man, I'm really scared it's going to be a repro.
Dude, there's a place, look at GameBoxGods.com. They even advertise that their Nintendo and Super Nintendo boxes and Nintendo 64 are like half gloss, on the money, cannot be detected. And it's like, with that type of stuff out there, like I'm gonna buy from someone to trust, you know. But anyway, we're getting off topic here, and that is games that missed the mark. Games that missed the mark.
It's your turn.
And dude, everybody knows this. I just had to write on the list. I'm still pissed off about it. And it's Cyberpunk. And you know why? You know why I'm so pissed off about this? And you know why, right? Because I want you to look at the screen. Where's my pencil? Right there. You see that? That's a $250 paperweight up there that my family got me for Christmas. You can see it's PS4 because of the blue stripe on it. But they didn't know. You know, my wife's not big into games. She likes old Zelda and Bomberman and stuff, but they went and they got it for me. And that was my surprise. It's like they knew I was really psyched about Cyberpunk. What they didn't know was I already knew it was having some problems. And so I'm all right, well, maybe they'll patch it, right? How bad can it be? Days Gone. I dealt with Days Gone. How bad can I got all the way through Days Gone? How bad can Cyberpunk
bad question
be?
To ask.
And dude, I'm driving the freaking car. I don't want to cuss too much on this because I always limit my videos. And then all of a sudden, like, it's in the side of the building. I'm like, oh, this is bad.
Oh, no.
It was like right at the beginning, like, oh, this is bad. And people are walking in the sky and stuff. I'm like, oh, God. Oh,
I've got my copy right here. I picked it up for $30 on sale at Best Buy because they had a cool steelbook, and I don't know. I'm a big fan of steelbooks, but mine's still sealed. Haven't even opened it. I'm waiting for everybody to tell me it's safe to go back in.
Here's my $250 statue, guys. Look at that.
So cool though.
Still can't play it. That's what a bunch of pricks. Oh my God. So I'm so sour at CD Projekt Red. A couple things. I completely trusted them. I liked Witcher 3 a lot, and I didn't really. That's what got me into The Witcher and the Witcher series. That's when I started. I was like, Witcher, what's Witcher? You know, and I hadn't played Witcher 2. Like, man, this is a cool series. So I went back and checked out Witcher 2, and then the series came out. I was like, man, CD Projekt Red, and they're making Cyberpunk forever. I'm like, this is gonna be the like Fallout was like a or Skyrim, I guess a better example. It was just like a change in the industry. It set the bar higher. I was like, Cyberpunk is going to do that. They're going to set the bar higher, right? And they messed up. And now I cannot trust CD Projekt Red at all. I cannot trust them. I will never trust them ever because they lied. They pushed it out. They pushed it out way too early. Well, they kept pushing it back, but then, I say they pushed out early. It doesn't matter. If it's late, it's unplayable. So it shouldn't have been pushed out before they had it right. So that's what I mean by saying it was pushed out early.
I completely agree. And I think they started that hype train way too early. Like, why? What was that? Like 6-7 years ago when we first heard about it?
Commercial too.
Yeah. Why start the hype train so early? Like if you have a good game, you're CD Projekt Red. It makes me think of that line from Batman when he's like, "You were supposed to be the best of us." That's exactly what it is, man.
You're supposed to be the best.
That's what makes me think about it. Like they dug their own hole. They started this hype train. They gave themselves unrealistic deadlines, and then they kept pushing that back. And they're like, well, now we can't keep pushing it back because everybody's waiting for this. Like, we're gonna release it, we're gonna sell it. It's gonna sell anyway. And of course, it did sell But then they ended up having to give a bunch of refunds.
That's another thing. I never seen that happen. Not on that scale with refunds, where Xbox and or Sony, Microsoft and Sony said, "Hey," I was like, "Can I get a refund? Because I had a special edition." And they're like, "Well, it's a hard copy, so you got to take it back to where you got it." I'm like, I like the statue though. My wife paid for it. I'm gonna keep it, but I'm still mad. I'm gonna catch up comments real quick. Let's see.
For sure.
You should start a podcast called The Chris and Chris Show. Yeah, okay.
All right. I like it.
Playing around, man. This is what I like doing, is just talking to people and having a conversation about video games. And I hope you guys comment on what games you think missed the mark, because that's the topic today. But
I mean, we can't. We have so many games that like there might be something we missed. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's something we missed. We definitely missed a lot.
Wow, love when you find games like that. Yeah, I love it when we find games like that. Chris Creel, that's my dude right there. I love that guy.
It's another Chris.
I don't know. Chris and Chris Show. Chris Creel, what do you think?
Chris Cubed. Chris Cubed.
Check out your phone. Sure, we could talk about it, but once it gets out, the chances of getting one become a lot smaller.
You control the market, man.
Well, he's talking about the find he had today.
Mm-hmm.
Ian Burke, if I go get my phone, can I share with everybody, all 7 of them on here, what your pickup was? And you need to change your name if it's that valuable. Like Ian Burke, 123 Main Street, Denver, Colorado, 80202. Did everyone have issues with Cyberpunk? I played it with minimal issues on Xbox Series X. I heard Xbox Series X, or no, Microsoft, they're naming your consoles. I heard Xbox One X and PlayStation 4 had the worst of it.
PS4 base had it terrible.
Well, I have a Pro, and it's still awful.
I'm saying the base PS4 was even worse than that. Like, at least the Pro has some horsepower to push it. Like, it's still bad. I'm not saying it's not bad, but base PS4 was super bad. We're talking like those those demakes that people put on YouTube and whatnot, where it's like, here's Resident Evil 8 if it was a PS1 game. That's legit what it looked like. It looked like someone demade Cyberpunk, except they didn't. This is normal Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading the comments as we're talking about this. All right, I'm going to skip over a couple comments and then come back to them. Ian Burke says, send it. Dude, it's crazy. Yes. Fine. I'm going to go get my phone. I'm going to get my fat ass up because I'm table up hot. I don't want you to see my big old gut. But yeah, no. Let's see. Here, you can talk to him about this. Wayne Tech says he thought Watch Dogs is disappointing. It just wasn't as fun as they made it out to be. I'm going to get my phone, Ian Burke. Jeez.
Oh, man, Watch Dogs was pretty disappointing, man. Like, there was a spiritual successor to Driver because Driver games weren't doing well because Driver 3 was that was a real crap show. That was really bad. My biggest letdown for that was, again, the trailer that they said was gameplay, and it was gameplay, but it was gameplay that looked better than it should have. They had unrealistic hardware. Or it was like it was on a PC, or rendered with a PC, but the consoles at the time couldn't make it look that good.
You fudger. You bastard. Okay. I liked Watch Dogs a little. It was okay. I guess it was okay, but it was repetitive. That was the biggest problem I had with Watch Dogs. So repetitive.
I played it. I didn't think it was terrible. It was, again, just unrealistic expectations. They promised us the world. That trailer looked gorgeous, and then they had to bring all the graphics down because, God forbid, the PS4 and Xbox looks worse than the PC version. That's a normal thing. People expect that, but for some reason they throttled the PC version too, and the PC version looked like crap. Someone went through the code and they found out that the real textures are still in there. So you can go get a mod right now for Watch Dogs and they will put the original textures back in, and that game looks gorgeous on PC. Can't do it for console because it's a console. But I agree. This game was disappointing. It promised to be more than it actually was. It wasn't as good as they said.
I went really far in the game too. I almost platinum or whatever on Xbox. I think I did on Xbox. So what's it called on Xbox when you get all the achievements? It's
no idea.
Whatever. It's 100% completion, I guess. So I can't remember. Are there any? Okay, so I'm going to show you what Ian Burke has on here. I really want one of these that he has, and I don't think I'll ever get one. They're extremely. I'm trying to get one for another system, but okay. Are there any Nintendo games that had big bugs? I don't think I can remember anymore. And I think Nintendo is a jacked up company, man. And but you know what? Their games they put out most of the time. I mean, someone will probably correct me here, but I don't remember any games that have bugs. You know, it might have something small.
Super Mario Sunshine.
You know what? I never played it.
It wasn't outright broken, but the development cycle for Super Mario Sunshine was a lot shorter than their other games, and they did kind of rush it out because they wanted to get it out on the GameCube. And there were a few bugs. I do remember seeing like memes and stuff about Super Mario Sunshine. So it wasn't perfect. It wasn't up to normal Nintendo.
But that's like one. I mean, if you look at it, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, it's just like Nintendo gets their shit together and gets the game out the door for the most part, right? You know, and I'm a huge Sega guy too. I hope they bring back a system, by the way. But
I don't think it's likely. Like,
I think it is actually because the television's coming out with the Amico, and then they just did the collector vision for Coleco. That could be I'm a poet and I didn't know it. And then there's another one coming back. I can't think of which one it is. I know Atari had a concept. I think Sega box will come back one day with like something. I'm telling you. Anyway, I
hope so, man.
Here is what Ian Burke got today. Can you guys see that? Can you see it? There, the lights there.
Is that a Switch kiosk?
That is a Nintendo Switch kiosk, you lucky bastard.
God. It's so cool.
The GameStop by me has a PS4 kiosk, and I'm like, hey, man, you guys ever want to get rid of it? Like, I'll slip you some money. Like, you know, you say, hey, I'm taking it out to the dumpster, and you call me, and I'll pull up, and I'll take the PS4 kiosk, you know. And, okay. I'll catch this up. Chris Carrillo just says, haha. You can call it Chris times 3, the Chris and Chris show. Chris, you know, you come on the show anytime, man. Other Chris, not you, Chris, the other Chris. Jesus. Dude, I told you. Yeah, you did. That is sweet. But that's like the opposite of what the Switch is. It's a Switch kiosk. So it's like the Switch is meant to be taken everywhere. Like, you know, like, oh, I'm going to take it in my car and play while I drive. Or, you know, when I'm taking a shit. Now it's all stuck in the kiosk.
That's what makes it good.
Retro Game Collector 793. I haven't seen this guy in forever. And he says, oh, we're talking about Nintendo 64 games that are... You name the worst one right there. I mean, Beast Wars, I think I have at least seen it. But I think I've played it too.
I heard somewhere that Superman 64... like it was changed at the last second for some reason. They had a whole bunch of other things lined up for it. It was supposed to be like a legitimately good Superman game, but studios got in the way. Someone got in the way, and they threw all that out. I don't remember what it was.
Yep. Let's see. All right, so just to reset, games that missed the mark is what we're talking about. Please comment and let us know what games you think missed the mark. We've been talking about more recent stuff. Yeah. Is it my turn or your turn? Because I'm done with my 3 modern ones. I've got 2 kind of older ones, but I have one. Lava Hawk's here. Hey, Lava Hawk, how you doing, buddy? Sorry, I just cut you off. I asked you to talk. I cut you off.
It's all right. I have one more, and then the other thing I brought was a system.
Is it the Virtual Boy?
It is not the Virtual Boy. I don't have Virtual Boy. I have not been chosen. I have not been chosen.
All right, you tell me, the other Chris, what is a game that missed the mark for you?
Battlefront.
Battlefront, really?
New, like their remake, just because this one was last on my list because it wasn't that good of an item. I just remember being pretty disappointed about it because I pre-ordered it, I got it. My buddies and I played Battlefront 2 on the PS2 so much, so I was really excited for this. It wasn't a bad game. The sound was on point, the graphics were on point, everything looked cool, but man, it lacked content.
Sounds good to me.
It was cool, but it lacked content, and there weren't the big space battles. You were just like, you were on the ground, and there was only one mode that everybody really played. All the other modes, there was like normal team deathmatch stuff. No one touched those. I forgot, it was like AT-AT Rush or something where you have to take down the AT-AT before it got to the other side, and it was cool. You could go to different places, like Hoth. That map was super cool, but that was it.
Sounds kind of cool that you're talking about it. So
no, it is cool. Don't get me wrong. It's just that there wasn't enough content. With the new Star Wars movies coming out, they could have easily added way more content.
Started on the new Star Wars movies. We will have a subject change, and we'll be getting done at 1 in the morning because I could talk about those movies for hours. First of all,
I don't like them. But anyway,
first of all, and sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, just like this whole game, it wasn't bad. I wouldn't describe it as bad. It was just disappointing. There wasn't enough to do. Like, I was pretty much tired of the game after like a week and a half. And it's a multiplayer only game. And then when everybody decides like, oh, if you don't keep players coming back, and there was a season pass that had really cool stuff in it. Caught myself for a curse word, but they had a season pass, and that's where the rest of the content was. It was all, I think the season pass was like $50 or something. It was legit the cost of another copy of Battlefront, and they just added the other half of the game. It just felt very predatory. And then along the same lines, Battlefront 2 came out. There was way more content, but then there was a whole microtransaction fiasco where EA was like, we hate our players. Pay to win. Yeah, pay for the game.
Ubisoft. Oh.
Yeah, all right.
Now they pissed me off with Assassin's Creed when I got Origins. Microtransactions pissed me off, dude. Here's what I can say about Battlefront. I know it disappointed you, but my stepson got it. It came bundled with his PS4, the first one he got. He really liked it. His cousin, right there, Lava Hawk, really liked it. And if those little two buttholes weren't annoying me because they're playing Battlefront, happy about that. Battlefront 2 on release. I don't know what he's saying there. And Wayne Tech, I hope somebody will have a good Superman game one day. Please, somebody make a Superman game that's as good as the Spider-Man games.
It's supposed to be Rocksteady. There was a rumor a long time Rocksteady was going to move from Batman to Superman.
Going back here, I did pop this up here. Rumor is GameStop are being told to throw away. He's talking about the kiosks. They do. They toss them in the dumpsters. It's what's
and dumpster diving is illegal.
Man, Nintendo 64 looks terrible on new TVs. I might have to sell my console collection set. I got them all, dude. I got the Funtastics on the other side of the room. Boom, right there. I got I got a Japanese gold one back over here.
Don't they make like HDMI upscalers for N64 make it look better?
Well, okay, they make a cord. It's okay.
Okay.
But you want the real deal Ultra HDMI. But there is a new project coming out where they're doing kind of the same thing, and it's supposed to be huge, and the cost is supposed to be like half as much. But those are sold out, I think. So it's like, I wish someone just mass produce them and quit robbing the shit out of us. I keep cussing. Lava Hawk. I love Battlefront 1. It was my first shooter, and I remember it fondly. Battlefront 2 release was ass. I'm going to call your mom. I'm going to call your mom, Lava Hawk, because that's my
He's absolutely right, because the game is good now. It's legitimately good, and it's been good for like a year, but this was after its heyday. It was after everybody was done with Battlefront. EA was like, all right, we're going to fix it. We're not going to make it pay to win. They fixed it, but by that time, everybody moved on to Battlefield or Call of Duty or whatever other shooters. Like I said, Battlefront 1 was not a bad game. It was just disappointing to me because it was missing things that I felt were pretty core to what a Battlefront game should be.
God, what game was I talking about the other day? Lair for PS3. Have you ever heard of Lair?
Yeah.
that came out, and it's actually not one of my picks here, but that came out and used the 6-axis controller only. And by the time they sent out a patch that fixed it, it was like 8 months to a year later. But it was so bad that people just threw them away, man. That game bombed because of its release, its bad release. So
I remember I got that game at Kmart.
Oh man, that looks nice. I think he's talking about my shirt. He's talking about the Nintendo 64s. And let's see, is the Ultra HDMI worth it? Those are pretty pricey. No, it's not worth it. It's way too expensive. If you want to buy one from somebody, and I can't solder very well, maybe you can, other Chris, but I'm not a great. So you have to be pretty good at soldering, I think. And
I can solder.
They sell them for like $500. I think just the packages. I mean, like to get. I wanted a grape Ultra HDMI, and it was like $800. We're talking. You know, yes, Wayne Tech. ET was almost took down the entire gaming industry. You're damn right. All right, my next pick for please, guys, comment games that missed the mark.
Yeah, but
Chris Correa.
They've had some good suggestions here.
Nope, can't do it myself. So games that missed the mark. My next one is I'm a big beat 'em up fan. I think anybody that subscribes to my channel knows I love beat 'em ups, and I look like 2D fighting. Final Fight Streetwise. I don't know if you guys have ever played that. That was a 3D. What? Am I look like a homeboy? What? There we go. It was a 3D beat 'em up, and it was so bad. That was original Xbox. Yeah, original Xbox, and it was like, if I remember correctly, it's like, what's his name? Cody and his little brother. And they're just beating the shit out of people. But it was just the story was bad, the voice acting was bad, the graphics were bad, the mechanics were bad, the impact of the punches, everything in that game was terrible. And so we don't have another Final Fight game. Now they came out with Streets of Rage 4. It was pretty good.
So good. I love that game.
I still think that Streets of Rage, the fan remake, is called Streets of Rage Remake version 5.1, which took 8 years to make, and then Sega shut them down 3 days after release with a cease and desist letter. Now that is like the perfect Streets of Rage game to me. And you know what? I like Streets of Rage 4 a lot. Final Fight, Streetwise, that was their last one in the series. And I'm going to piggyback on this in a second, but it was a really rough game, and now we're waiting for another Final Fight game, dude. Like, why is this not done? I mean, look at God Hand for the PS2. That game is a quirky beat 'em up, but it's so much fun. That angle behind the dude, and you're just, you can like hit people in nuts and do all these special moves. It is so much fun.
I think he runs.
Why can't someone do that for Final Fight, man? That's Capcom, dude. Like, you guys should keep this IP going. To piggyback on that. Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, I feel like Final Fight's going to come at some point because everybody's been remaking old stuff or trying to make old stuff cool again. So I have a reasonable amount of confidence that there will be a new Final Fight game because we got a new Streets of Rage game. We're getting a new Ghosts and Goblins. Like, odds are it's in Final Fight's favor.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got it. Capcom, I can see they're starting to like come back with their IPs. Mm-hmm. And they had the Belt Action Scroller Collection they came out with. It was only released in Japan for PS4 physical copy, but it's digital here. Retro Game Collector, 99% of the library.
Because it was all shovelware.
The most shovelware of any system ever.
Oh, there's a studio.
Ever. I think it's down the Switch. You can see they learned a lesson. They still have some dumbass games on there.
There's still some, but there was like Ninja Gingerbread Man or whatever.
That should have been good. How was that not good? And they fucked that up.
Oh,
children.
Fettuccine.
I'm so sorry.
Fettuccine.
They fudged it up, children.
But that studio that made Ninja Gingerbread Man or whatever, they took that game, copy pasted it for like other games too, like Alice in Wonderland or whatever. It was just like a template for games. I think it was supposed to actually be a new Zool game.
You know what? Zool is like one of the few games on the Atari Jaguar that's actually really good. like runs really good. But anyway, that's a discussion for another day. 99% of the Wii library saying, and that's our topic today. I saw a couple people left, a couple people came in. Games that missed the mark. 99% of the Wii library. I think, here's what I think. I have about 100 Wii games, and they're all pretty good. And that's out of, I think the library is 2,200 in the US or something like that. It's over 2,000. So it's like 1 in 20 games were good or even okay, because I have some games in there that are okay. Like the horror game Calling was an okay, flashlight horror game thing. But
wasn't there also a Silent Hill game, the Frozen Memories or whatever?
Shattered Memories?
Shattered Memories, maybe.
That's better on other systems, yeah. I think Resident Evil 4 on the Wii was really good, but because you had that Wiimote mechanic. You know what runs the best on the Wii is you got to hack the Wii, and you got to put Scum VM on there, and you can play point-and-click adventures with your Wiimote. That's the best way to play point-and-click adventure games.
Hey, I know someone with a tutorial on that, actually. Some nerd on YouTube.
They're going to go one day. I had to hide them somewhere. Nintendo flagging my stuff. Thank you, Ian Burke. Said I need a podcast, man. I really appreciate that. Lava Hawk says Cyberpunk. He wish he didn't buy.
Oh, I think he missed it.
That missed the mark, but yeah, we talked about that, Lava Hawk. We ripped it a new butthole.
He got very passionate about Cyberpunk. He was very upset.
I waited for it for years. Years. Just like Saturn Bomberman, I've been searching for that game for years. But
Star Fox?
Star Fox from GameCube has been pretty bored too. What?
Well, there was 2 Star Fox. There was Star Fox Adventures, which I think is trash, and then Star Fox Assault, which I really, really enjoy.
I think he's talking since GameCube.
From
GameCube. So I have them up there. Star Fox Zero and Star Fox Guard.
Oh,
the double pack for Wii U. I haven't played them.
I think mine's still sealed too. I bought it because it was $5.
We're not encyclopedias. We have no. Well, I'll take Retro Game Collector's advice on that one, but no. I haven't played Star Fox because I think the last time I played it was 64.
I think Star Fox
64. Good. It was cool back then, but I don't know. It didn't grab me like a top-down shooters are what grabbed me. Star Fox 64 was cool on Super Nintendo with the Super FX chip and all that, but even today, if you make a really good top-down shooter or side-scrolling shooter, I'll rather go for that than a 3D kind of thing anyway. But anyway, what's oh yeah, I wanted to piggyback on that. The other game I was going to say, I said Final Fight Streetwise sucked. And these are games that missed the mark. Golden Axe Beast Rider is the name of it. Golden Axe Beast Rider was not Golden Axe, man. Brought back Tyrus Flair or whatever her name was. And I just want to piggyback on that and say Golden Axe needs a sequel. They need a sequel, man. Jesus. What's your next game?
This is a PS3 game? Oh.
What?
Golden Axe Beast Rider. I'd never heard of Beast Rider.
I got on 360. It came out. I was like, oh my God, Golden Axe. Yes. That's like
it's got really bad ratings. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into this game. I gotta try bad games. I like trying out bad games. My next one is not necessarily a game. It's an entire platform.
Okay.
And it's
Virtual Boy.
It still hurts me to this day because I absolutely adore. I talk to you so much about my Vita. I've got like 4 Vitas.
Well, I thought that's your favorite system.
It is my favorite system. Well, it's my favorite It's my favorite handheld system.
I gotcha.
My favorite actual system is the PS3 because I played so much PS3, and I've still got my sealed PlayStation TV here. These were I'm so sad that these didn't work out because I love the PSP. I love the PSP Go, and I'm like, man, Sony's it's pretty good. Like Nintendo needs the competition. It keeps them. It helps keep them innovating. It's like why I say Intel versus AMD. Like there has to be competition for innovation. And when the Vita was announced, I'm like, man, that thing is so cool. But Sony botched the whole thing. They botched the whole thing because it completely missed the mark strictly because they didn't support it. And especially now, they're making all the Vita fans that are left over with like that closing of the store, and then like, just kidding, we're not actually closing the store. Like, we still have people actively making games for the Vita, and it's just really depressing because this system could have legitimately been really, really cool, and we could have had a PS Vita 2 by now to compete with the Switch. And the Switch is great. I love the Switch. Don't get me wrong, but this whole ecosystem completely missed the mark. Like this PS TV right here, it's cool. It's a set-top box, but you don't know. No one knows what it's supposed to be. Is it a game console? Yeah, I mean, kind of. Is it a set-top box to replace like your Apple TV? Kind of, just not really good at it. They took away YouTube off of the Vita shortly after, and I mean, I don't know about you, but I watch a crap ton of YouTube on my TV on my Nvidia Shield. So why would you take that off? Netflix was constantly broken, so the PS TV was a bad set-top box because half the apps didn't work. And there were some really strong games in there, like Uncharted. You had Killzone. You had that Sonic Racing Transformed that I really enjoy. You had Tearaway. You had all these like great games, but then Sony's like, I think this isn't working out. We're just gonna not support it anymore. Like, there was BioShock in development. They were gonna re-release BioShock on this thing. That would have been really cool.
I really wanted to see the remote play do more. You know. Mm-hmm. What it was supposed to, like, that wasn't at the point of the PS TV. Was to do remote play on your Vita from your PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
right?
And through PS4 Link, and it was also meant to have PS Now. Like, this is when they were pushing PS Now like a lot. They're like, okay, we don't have backwards compatibility, but if you pay for PS Now, it's basically Netflix for PlayStation games. We have all these games you can play through. But the problem was when it launched, it was trash. You would get drop connections. The lag was super bad. And the only part that worked really well on the Vita for me, besides the normal native games, was the PS4 remote play. That did work. I remember one time I was at work, and I was working in IT department, and I was doing nothing. My wife, girlfriend at the time, was at home, and she was bored. So she legit booted up Advanced Warfare, and we played a few rounds of zombies while I was on the other side of the city and just playing COD Zombies on my Vita. It was super cool. That part worked really, really well. And I think it would have been easy to just add remote play to the Vita for PS5, but I mean, I understand why they didn't. So it's considered a failure, but I love this thing so much. I keep buying Vita systems. I don't know why.
I feel like the Vita, I think Sony threw in the towel too quick.
Absolutely.
There's hardcore Vita fans out there, just like there's hardcore Sega fans. I'm not saying they're the same, but I think there's probably a lot more Sega fans. But
yeah,
the Vita really captured what a handheld should be. Switch comes out, that's the popular thing, and Vita's off to the side. And it's like, but dude, some of the stuff on the Vita is amazing. Like, and then Sony just kind of said, It felt like they threw in the towel. That's how I felt about it. Mike Knopf, what up, buddy?
I completely agree. And that whole the whole Switch dock where you go portable, or you put in the dock and you can play it on the TV, that's super cool. But Sony did that before Nintendo did.
Yep.
With the PSP Go. And now that accessory is so expensive. It's like $150 to $300.
I had one in a lot that I got, and I was like, this thing sucks. And I got rid of it.
Oh no.
I sold it. It was like I'm just so into like physical copies of games, and I was like, wait, what? Like, and it was at the time, and it was kind of a new thing. I was like, wait, it's all digital. I was like, I don't need that. They got rid of it for like $50.
No.
And then I found out at the time it was worth $100, and I was like, oh, well, whatever. But I always
hurts me.
I always sell my stuff under. I sell myself underpriced, so I just move it out of here. So I have so much stuff. Mike Knopf in the house. This guy, man, I love you, dude. He's been on my channel since one of the early days, probably first 100 people. I think I used to do giveaways, and
he's OG.
I sent him I think he didn't win, but I kept having these games. Like I think he's the guy that I had like the Burger King games, and I was like, what? I do like a pickups video, like, what the hell is this piece of crap? Trade pile, and then he'd be like, wait a minute, I'll take the Burger King games. I think I sold them. I didn't sell them, but just sent them for free. 2 out of the 3 Burger King games, and he got 2 of them from me. One was sealed, I think. Yeah, he just said it right now. The Burger King games.
I had no idea there was multiple.
Yeah, that's the guy. Dude, if I have stuff and it's like worth, here's the thing: if I have stuff and it's worth like $2, I have a box of doubles right now because I traded in a bunch of Super Nintendo games today, my doubles for this Bomberman, the Saturn Bomberman. But I had 4 somebody really wanted on Classic Gamers of Colorado, or someone posted on one of those. Maybe it was Denver Retro Gamers, and I contacted her and I had some extras, and it was like $55. It's worth probably $100. So I always like price them at half price, just because it's another collector. If it's a reseller, I'm like, no, bro, you're not getting them. But you have to resell doubles, dude. There's just no way around it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Retro Game Collector $7.93. I would buy a new PlayStation handheld right now, or Xbox. What if Microsoft came into the game? They usually have the most powerful hardware.
They kind of have right now, actually. Oddly enough,
What?
The Surface Duo, their failed Android phone that just released not too long ago, but they made an update for it that implements the Xbox game streaming. So they're like partially, I'd say they're 20% of the way to an Xbox handheld.
Does it have buttons?
No, so it has two screens. So the way that they do, I agree with you, but I'm saying that with the Surface Duo, they specifically implemented it so it's the closest they've ever been to an Xbox handheld. But you like unfold it, the top screen is your streaming thing, and then the bottom screen is the controls. Actually, I could just show an example right here. Like I have a Z Fold 2, so just imagine like the controls are on the bottom here, and then it's just streaming from the top.
That's the future, people. That's Star Trek shit right there. And you know what? I'm gonna give you an old man moment right now, because I'm about to turn 40. But my stepson, he really wanted an Xbox One controller. I'm like, why the hell does he want it? He doesn't have an Xbox One. He's like, it's got to be second gen, And I didn't even know about the Bluetooth and phone thing, right? So he's playing Fortnite because, we're kind of limiting his Fortnite play, and at the time. And so next thing I know, he's like under the cover on the couch and he's playing Fortnite with the Xbox controller through Bluetooth on his phone. We had unlimited cellular data or whatever. It was probably Wi-Fi. But I was like, wait, you're doing what now, boy? You're playing a video game on your phone with the controller I just gave you? He's like, yeah, what are you dumb, Like, totally. Like, you're doing what?
Oh, dude, I do the same thing. Like GeForce Now, Game Pass Ultimate, they let you do all that streaming stuff. Like I have a controller that will attach to my phone here, and I have like this gigantic handheld that will just stream. It's wonderful.
I sent you a PSP. Sorry, other Chris. I have ADHD. I battle it every day.
No, you're paying attention to the comments.
But I'm looking over the comments as I'm talking to you. I sent you a PSP. He probably won a PSP. I have another one. I just got this one in a lot.
Ooh.
This one. Maybe I'll do a giveaway soon, but I do need to make my money back on this lot. But needs to be cleaned up. Really nice. It looks, it's like grime all over it, but it's actually really good. I gotta clean it up.
What is that, a 3000?
Yeah, it's a 3000. Really, look at those aren't scratches. Those are really fingerprints for the most part.
Wow.
So, but that's the lot that I got that I was telling you about. That all the systems were broken.
Mm-hmm.
Like behind me, we got a yellow Dreamcast. Something's bouncing around in there, and I bought it impulsively.
Wow!
Yes.
I love that one.
Dude, if you want it, whatever. So I guess Retro Game Collector, I must have had a giveaway. I need to do a giveaway again. Maybe 4,000 subs. I'll do it. I'll do another giveaway.
I'll contribute to the giveaway.
The greatest games ever, Burger King games. PSP rules. Yeah, PSP is awesome. What are your favorite games for the PSP? I'm trying to get Kenka Bancho right now and Hammering Harry, and they're two kind of like heavy hitters for the console, and they're expensive, dude. The heavy hitters on that are starting to really shoot up to 200, 250, 300. I think maybe one is up to 300 now. I collect complete in box, You a big PSP fan, other Chris?
Yeah. Not as big as the Vita. I have my own favorite games. Like my PSP is mostly used for like my PSP Goes. I have a couple, but they're mostly used for PS1 games. Like I like going back and playing Crash and Tomba, Medieval, Einhander. But in terms of like PSP games, I really like the SSX On Tour, Split Second, because it's like it's almost a direct port from the PS3 version. Daxter is a great one, and I think the other one's like called Clank or something. I'm pretty sure it's Clank, but it's Ratchet and Clank with just Clank. Those are great ones. Killzone Liberate. Oh, God of War. Almost missed God of War. Chains of Olympus.
I'm looking over at my games. I've got Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast on there, which is insanely expensive Xbox game. It's like one of the heaviest hitters of the original Xbox.
Okay.
And you guys want a hidden gem for the PSP, or I call them disguised jewels. I think Ian Burke did that. Ian Burke. Was it Ian Burke that came up with that? They're disguised jewels. There's somebody on this channel. I can't remember who did. Could have been Robert Lewis. But Deadhead Fred is a 3D beat 'em up where you can change your head and have different powers and stuff. And it's about these mobsters that cut off your head, and then a mad scientist brings you back to life. It's really funny. It's good. Also, Death Jr. 1 and 2. Those are good.
Afterburner. I wanted to say this on PSP.
Yep, it's which awesome. One is not Climax? What the hell is it? I can't read it from here. I'm old.
Afterburner. I don't remember either, but I love Afterburner on the PSP. I love Afterburner Climax too. I had it installed on my PS3, but now they took it off the store, so I can't install it on my PS3.
Listed.
Yeah, I'm so sad. The only way I can play it now is on Android, and I don't want to play it with touchscreen controls. I want to play it on my TV, man.
So if any of you guys want to know, there's a guy that I know on eBay that makes modded Xbox 360s or $315 for 2 terabyte, and they do not come with 1,006 games. And all the delisted games that there's X-Men, the 6-player X-Men arcade game. It's not Children of Adam, is it? I can't remember which one it is. That's like an amazing beat 'em up game, right? Well, they redid it in 1080p for the Xbox Online Store. It might be 720, but they redid it to fit the rectangular screen. They did that with Outrun 2, I think, and Coast to Coast. And there's other games, and they're all delisted. Just kind of like when we went off the market, they delisted a whole ton of stuff, all the Rebirth series. Well, this guy cannot put whatever you want on there for one of these modded things. Hit me up through Instagram. We could talk more about it. But I make PC consoles, but out of broken consoles.
It's like you put a PC inside the console shell?
I make PC consoles of broken consoles.
I interpret that two ways.
Yeah, so you make a shell out of console shells.
I want to do
that. That sounds something like it would be really cool, though.
Yeah, I want to do that. So I have a couple PS3 shells that I've been saving so that I can put a PC in it.
Retro Game Collector 793. That's my dude. Been here
later, man.
Early on. That guy was one of the first 100 subs I got. Sorry. I want to know what you're talking about, Ian Burke. What are you talking about? Chris Carrillo. Castlevania on PSP is legit. And Daxter. And Castlevania has unlockables, dude. Is it 3 games that you can unlock on Castlevania?
What's an unlockable, man? Is that like a microtransaction?
Okay, I'm sorry. Unlockable games is what I was saying. Okay. So I think it's Dracula X. It's like Dracula X Chronicles for PSP. I'm drawing a blank, dude. It's Castlevania over there in the PSP. I get my fat ass up and get it, but I'm lazy. It has like 2 unlockable full games, and it's got another one that was like a mini game, all unlockable. And what you can do,
Man, I miss
because the PSP is so easy to unlock or to mod, is you just go find the save for that, and you can just drag it over into a saves folder. You get it from GameFAQs.com. You drag it over, and then you have everything unlocked. Why do the work is what I'm saying. or just play it like a normal person. But if you want to have all 4 of those little games unlocked, you can do that. God of War is sick. We're way late on this.
Yeah.
Burnout is the greatest for PSP, dude.
Oh yeah,
Burnout's awesome. I use broken game consoles and make a PC fit inside it. I want to see pictures of that. He probably sent them. He probably sent them to me. Hold on. I heard my phone going. But did I drop it? What did I do with it?
To put it in your pocket.
Did you see what I did? Is it in my ass?
I think you put it in your pocket.
Did I?
I don't know. It's on your.
My Great Dane right there. Oh, here it is. It's under the PSP. Let's see. He's probably sending. Let's see. Ian. There he goes. All right. More pictures. Come on. Load. Ian.
PS3 was huge, so I bet
load.
a PC
Come
fits
on.
easily in there.
Come on. Load. Gamer. Son of a bitch. Home. Messages. Ian. Okay, maybe he didn't send it. I don't know. I thought it said I had pictures on there, but
Ian, what consoles do you use? Do you use like PS3s?
I have a bunch of broken ones you can use. I'll tell you that.
I know PS3 Fats people have done it.
Yeah, Chris Creo knows what I'm talking about. Dragging that save over onto the PSP. Did I go off topic again? Did ADHD Chris come in? Yes. He goes, yes! It's like he's the guy standing up at the town hall meeting. Yes! That's what I'm saying. You know? That game is hard AF. Yeah, man. Or you go to GameFAQs and drag it into your saves folder. I don't even think it needs to be modded.
You know what I miss? Speaking of GameFAQs, I miss Game Sharks.
Oh, just a Game Shark?
Just Game Sharks in general. It was always such a cool thing. Like you could unlock shit like that. Like
what about Bleem? Bleem was going to be huge until he got sued. That's where you could take a Dreamcast and you get the Bleem disc for like Gran Turismo is one of them, and you put it in your Dreamcast, close it, it turns on, and then it'll say, I think, open the door, and you take out the disc and you put your PlayStation game in the Dreamcast, and it would run it.
A Dreamcast would play the PlayStation game?
Yeah, but you had to get a Bleem disc for every game. So I think I have one for Gran Turismo. It's really interesting. They got sued.
I wonder why.
Check Instagram. I did check Instagram. Oh, you probably sent it to the other. I have 2 profiles.
He leads a double life on Instagram.
Well, I do. I am a commercial real estate broker in real life, big boy pants life. And no, okay, no. You talk about stuff. I don't see shit.
Afterburner. I really miss that. I miss Afterburner. I want one of the stand-up Afterburner arcade cabinets with the flight stick. I don't want the full like cockpit thing because that's just huge and unwieldy, and I have no room for that, especially with my pinball machines. But I really think we need a new Afterburner game. Climax is great. I have a crap ton of fun with Climax. The PSP version is great. My favorite NES cart, the only one I will never get rid of, is my Afterburner cartridge for NES. Because it's in that like alternate black cartridge because it's not in the normal Nintendo one.
Ian Burke. Afterburner was in the black cartridge, is what you were saying.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just got a flood of pictures again.
Uh-huh.
I know I'm tough to carry a conversation with, buddy.
No.
I use any console. I have PS1 and original Xbox, currently making a Wii PC. PS Slim I'm also trying to make. Yes, I sent pictures. My internet wasn't letting the pictures in for some reason. I also sent some other nonsense I made. So I remember this. He makes these It's a zapper. I want to get one of these zapper lights from
Oh,
them.
that's
That is
cool.
super cool.
Yeah.
And here's one with an Atari. This is an Atari Switch dock he made right there. There's Ian Burke in the comments, people. He makes USB sticks out of Matchbox cars. I really like that. I would buy a couple of those from you.
That's really cool.
PlayStation router, it looks like. I think that's a router right there.
I love it.
Dude. Whoa, this takes the show, though. I will give you money right now, Ian Burke. That is a gold Xbox. Look at those cutouts, dude. And
wow.
It's autofocus a little rough right now.
Yeah, just a bit.
But come on.
What are the?
Okay, it looks really good. It looks super clean, and it's got you can see all the stuff in there. That is wow. That takes the show right there. That's
Ian, are you able to fit GPUs in there, or are you just using onboard graphics with those?
Dude, Ian, man, you've got to send me one of these. Well, not for free. I'll pay for it. But no, wait, it's a PC, he says.
Yeah.
No PC? So it's a PC in that Xbox?
Yeah, that's what I was.
All right, let me look at the back. Oh, yeah, he did.
Is there a GPU in it?
Yeah, it has to. So look, he's got, I don't know if you can see this, but he's got a VGA out. He's got a bunch of, I think it's HDMI.
Okay. That's
just the shell, and he's fitting everything in there.
Okay, so he's got the motherboard in there, not a
separate. So sick. I just want a modded Xbox like that. That is amazing.
I want to do that to a PS3. I just don't think I'm waiting for 11th gen Intel chips to come out because man, it'd be real rough to fit a GPU inside a PS3 shell with the motherboard and cooler.
Dude, that's not a lot of room, you know?
It's not.
But it's dope. We're going to have to wrap it up because I forgot I'm supposed to watch a movie with my wife, and this is supposed to be like a half-hour stream.
It was supposed to be a half hour?
Whoa! 45. It's been an hour and 17.
I'm so sorry, man. I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
Okay. The original Xbox is a plain Jane Xbox PC. Ian Burke, where do you live? I cannot get off this stream until you tell me where you live. If you're in Colorado, I will drive you over a pile of broken consoles you can have. I just gave away 3 today. I gave away 2 original Xboxes and a PS3 60 gigabyte. The coveted PS3 Fat. Gave it away today.
Did it have
Phoenix, Arizona? My parents are in Tucson. All right. Well, other Chris, I got to wrap it up, man. I got to pay attention to my wife.
Yeah, for sure. This was a good podcast. I enjoyed it. I hope the audience enjoyed it.
Liked it, man. There's my baby Dane over there. I don't know if you can see him. He's the oldest one, actually. But he just got massive stomach surgery where he almost died. But
my dogs are not near me, but I do have a Space Marine over there. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what I got? I got Fallout cut out right back there.
My Space Marine would eat your Fallout, dude.
Come on, Warhammer versus Fallout, bro.
All right.
Well, let's do it next week. Thank you guys all for tuning in. If you like what you heard today, please give me a like or subscribe or leave a comment. I loved getting in here and talking with you guys. This interactive software. Oh, I'll make you something.
There you go.
You know what? I'll pay you something like that Xbox. I'm in love with that Xbox you got, man. If you could just do a shell like that, I'd pay you for that Xbox shell. Oh my God. The gold. I love gold consoles. I love I have the white PS3 right there. I almost got the gold one, but the PS4 I meant to say, PS4 Pro. Do you want to come on here? Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. No, come here. Come here. Oh, come here. Come here. You're just grumpy, huh? Come up here. Oh, come here. Oh. I love you. He's just tired, dude. He's an old man.
A sleepy pupper.
See that little old beard, and I have his 2 babies. I bred them twice and took 2 babies home. So Groot, Rocket, and Gamora. Hey, come here. Come here, you can drool on me some more. Yes. Oh, that's my buddy. That's my buddy. Nothing like a Great Dane, dude. Best dogs in the world besides yours, of course.
Oh, how nice.
No.
Mine are very loud and annoying though.
Mm.
But I love them. I love them to pieces.
God, he stinks. Need to wash him. Everybody looking at dogs. I like dogs better than people. All right, man. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next video. Other Chris, thanks for coming on. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me. See ya.